Dude, you should tell me. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Connect Podcast, our episode 22. We got Hector in the building today.
So what's going on, guys?
If you guys don't know who Hector is, we'll have a brief introduction to Hector. What do you want to tell the people?
Well, my name's Hector Ruiz. I've been with Clint for a while, off and on, but on for a while. I'm a realtor and I'm also a lender. I've been a lender for 4 years now. Real estate side 2 years now, but I've known Clint for about 20 plus years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Yeah,
we go way back.
Long time.
To high school days.
Since we're about 5.
Yeah, it's 5 years old. It's crazy, like, seeing now that we're 40 or almost 40. You're 40?
I'm 40, just turned 40.
Right? Like, where did the last 20 years ago?
I don't know.
And then, like, you look at Carlos, and I'm like, damn, man, I want to be Carlos again.
Yeah. How old are you, Carlos?
20?
20.
20?
Just turned 20.
Yeah.
20 years
Yeah.
old.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, the next 20 years is going to fly by of your life,
Yeah.
man.
Everyone says that, but it's true. It's true.
And it's crazy because you have, like, older kids, so you literally, like, have lived the whole life already.
Yeah. It's crazy. I think I was 22 when I had my daughter, and she's now a freshman at ASU, and she's actually gonna over the summer she's gonna get start her real estate classes for California this summer, get through that process, and next summer do the same thing for Arizona. So by the time she graduates, she has her network of people at ASU, and then also have California and Arizona license. Then
You're pumping out loans in Arizona.
Yeah, man, we gotta
use
our resources, right?
Right. So if you guys don't know, Hector is located in
Long Beach, California.
now, right? So he does a lot more deals up there. If you know anybody that needs real estate services, Long Beach or loans, you could do loans anywhere, but
Yep.
Long Beach area, and we're gonna be growing Connect, putting some more resources that way, and trying to maybe even hiring some more agents up there.
Yeah. So I'm super familiar with all Southern California. I was actually born in Ventura, California, so I have a lot of family there, a lot of friends in Ventura County, all of Ventura County, and obviously with Long Beach being in LA County, I have a lot of agents and other lenders I work with, and Orange County. I lived in Orange County for 10 years, so pretty much from Ventura County down to San Diego County.
We have you covered.
Yeah,
Connect has you covered.
For sure.
All the way to the IE too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We go out that way as well. And I know Javi has a bigger presence because that's where you started real estate up there.
I'm a little bit east of you, though. I grew up in Pomona, went to high school out there, met my wife out there. So I'm like LA all the way east to just closed the deal in Beaumont. So
Nice.
All of Inland Empire for the most part. Doing some property management in OC too, in Lake Forest. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we have an LA presence, and we're gonna continue to grow that. I'm excited about that, for this year. Excited about a lot of things for this year. We're gonna actually start our LO training
Next
week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm actually headed out to Little Rock on Wednesday to go buy a house out there, and then I'll be back on Friday. Next week we'll start our LO classes, just so we have the knowledge, for our customers, and then we all have that utility belt tool.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's especially important when you're listing a place and you're looking at offers and you're looking at what type of loan program they're using or trying to use, to having at least that knowledge to see to make sure that you select the best offer for your client.
Yeah, you're almost cross-qualifying by yourself.
Exactly, for sure. So that's gonna be good for you guys.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Yeah, and especially moving. We're talking about moving, growing in LA. All this stuff that's happening in LA. There's a lot of dynamics that we talked about this before we jumped on the podcast, right? But families are out of homes, price gouging, all of this stuff we're talking about. How many people are affected? Not only the people that homes burned, but job loss, right? How much of that is going to put pressure on the San Diego real estate market? We saw over the weekend this TikTok video of 100 people in line at an open house, right?
Yeah.
And the week before, like last weekend, I went to an open house and I said the same thing. Like there was 40 people at this open house. And I was there for 30 minutes.
Right.
So really, I feel like we're gonna start seeing a huge growth. More people, just because we've been bottled up for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Not only just San Diego, but now if we have people coming from north to south, more
Right.
people, for affordability or whatever that is, or,
Right.
or weather,
Yeah.
or better baseball teams.
Yeah.
I just joking, man. But yeah, I mean, we have an influx of people, and San Diego's kind of one of those places that always has an influx of people,
Yeah,
right? Whether
sure.
it's the military.
Yeah.
We had a lot of people coming from Bay Area during COVID,
Yeah.
just because a lot of people like San Diego. It's
Yeah.
it's a little bit less packed, less traffic,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then prices, right?
Yeah.
For the longest time, our prices have been way under what you could afford in San Francisco or what you could afford in LA. We've been the more economical place, and we're just catching up to that. You know,
Yeah.
what I mean? We're just catching up to those bigger name cities.
Yeah.
And I personally I like San Diego, but I've never lived in LA, so I'm just born and raised here.
Yeah.
We have nicer beaches and all that stuff. I don't know, but the affordability is the biggest thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. It'll be interesting to see where it goes, because obviously for the next probably 12 to 18 months, San Diego's definitely get impacted with influx of people, maybe higher rents. Hopefully there's some control in that in the future. But then it's going to be interesting to see what LA looks like once all these new construction starts building. Maybe they'll build more multifamily places. Better for the huge population that they have. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy to see a whole neighborhood, a whole community burn down, right? And it's something like they saw in Maui.
Yeah.
Right, like last year,
right.
And now this. There's like a lot of controversy about it too, right? Like the LA has the Olympics coming.
Yeah, the smart city.
The smart city stuff, and like how is this all planned out? Like it's scary to think. Like
I think the scariest thing, or what I think is the scariest thing to think about, is how a lot of these people are saying that their insurance companies cut that fire coverage,
months before,
a couple months before this took place.
Yeah.
So
it is true, because they banned it now till I think 2026, right? But for companies to ban it prior to this happening, it's kind of like what's going on there?
Yeah, like they knew about it, and then all of a sudden this is burning down, and then. Not only banned or like dropped the fire insurance, right? But like, I heard even like of some dirtier stuff where they wrote into the policies, like if your house is within 8 feet of a tree, we're not gonna cover you. Like all of this stuff, like totally screwing the people, right? Like we're not. I don't know. It's like a case by case situation, of course, but it's something to think about when you're buying a house, right? If you're gonna be up against a brushy area or a high fire area or all of this, like you run the chances of not only higher insurance, but your house actually burning down is a real thing, right? And especially we talked about that, we haven't had much rain. It's like the middle of winter and it's sunny and 70 degrees outside, right? So
it's like a day of rain, maybe, if that.
we take it for granted. Like this is amazing. Like, we'd rather have this weather than being in the snow. But then the backside of that or the downside of that is like we can have fires in the wintertime. They don't happen very often, but maybe moving forward they start to use different materials for building. You see some of the houses with like metal roofs that are fully intact still. So it's just crazy to see. And then the effect that it has on the market. And what we're talking about the market is like we say like we've been bottled up for so long is because of the interest rates, right? Right. As soon as you see the interest rates drop to 5%, all of a sudden like all the houses on the market are gone again, because people are like, dude, I want to buy a house, but like the affordability is just crazy right now, and we're starting to see people start to bite the bullet, right? Like this is what it is. I need to buy a house.
Yeah.
Um, and I think as springtime approaches more and more, it's just gonna get more and more crazy.
Yeah.
And that's just the natural cycle, especially in San Diego. I can't talk for LA, but San Diego cycle is like, we go through this crazy period where the prices, will jump 10% up during one season, and then we come back and we slow down towards winter, right? And it's usually like that. And another thing that you see is right after New Year's, people get excited and they go out and everybody wants to see houses. Like their main goal is to buy a new house or to move this year, and then they get deterred, right? They get turned off because they start to try to qualify, and they see the payment, and then they're like, I think we're just gonna stay in our house,
Right.
Or they're very excited, right? And they start to everybody starts to put offers, and they're getting beat out already, and then they get deterred again. They're like, oh man, like I thought this was the year I was gonna buy a house, and they give up, and then springtime comes, and then everybody's out, so it's
back to the drawing table.
Right, so it's a vicious cycle, but that's the real estate cycle that we live in, right? And unless you're talking to an agent who's been through it, who's known about it, who's seen this cycle and over, I mean, that's what we're here trying to educate everybody about, right? Like when we tell you right now is a great time to buy is because it's a lull in the market, there's not a lot of people out. It's because you're gonna take advantage of the market. You guys have Carlos just closed a cash deal with the land, and he's in escrow with another one. How that buyer is buying to build, right?
Yeah, he wants to build, subdivide the land and put affordable housing on it, sell them off separately.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's one thing that we need, right? More houses, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But you see how easy it is to work with a cash buyer, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, right now, I would still say like anything goes. There's still deals that we could pick up, but if you have cash is always king, right? Like it's crazy, and then that's what you lose when we get into these times of more demand. Is like you start to lose, like you can't use a down payment assistance loan anymore, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be in competition with overbidding, and that's just what comes with it, right? So if you've been waiting too long and then now it's springtime, like how long are you gonna wait, and then how much our prices are gonna go up, right? So I truly believe like this spring we're gonna see a jump of like 5 to 10% in home prices again in San Diego. So if you have a house to sell, like reach out today. Let's build a game plan. We'll start to figure out if we have to fix some things in the house, how it looks, right, and be able to market it right and put it on the market in front of these people that are 100 people in line to see houses.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and if you're in the city of LA or in the area that got affected, reach out to the local San Diego experts over here and connect. LA's not just the city of angels, but they're the city of champions. So I know you'll recover and do just fine. And
right? Like build back better in a way, right?
Yeah,
like they
for sure.
see how that all turns out. I mean, wishing everybody the best. A lot of those homes we talked about that is they're multi-million-dollar homes that we lost. Right. So I don't know how you build that back any different, but it's crazy what's happening there. We actually had an influx of people just because we have the Airbnb here. We had an influx of people like reaching out to stay at the Airbnb, and we gave them I think 20% discounts for their stay.
Nice.
So cool. They were like their dogs and everything. So I think the people that are there right now is like 7 adults, and she said their house burned down. So sad thing, a thing to look at. Make sure your policy is covering you for fire if you're, or you have the California Fair plan, right? That's the new thing. Make sure you're working with a realtor that knows about this kind of stuff, right? Because if you don't, if you're not like educated on it, then you're just out of luck. We try to do our best on educating our clients on that kind of stuff, and ultimately it's up to you what insurance you choose. But I think that's the thing that they're moving. California, at least, is moving towards, because so many like insurance companies left in the last couple of years because of fire.
Yeah.
So now California stepped up and they say, hey, like if they're not going to insure you for fire, then you have to have this California Fair plan.
Right.
And that can get very pricey. I've seen ones of, I think, upwards of $5,000-$10,000 a year just for a fire insurance plan, which is that's not friendly. It also hurts the budget. And this is something that I think that we're going to be talking about more and more and more as agents, is homeowners insurance and the cost and how that's affecting affordability.
Yeah, in the last year and a half, the homeowners insurance has gone up like crazy, which affects your purchasing power.
Yeah.
So if you have looking for a home in 750 range, with that going up, it reduces it down to 700 or high 600. So definitely good to talk to your lender and see what those numbers look like and what that's going to look like in the next couple of months with
yeah, almost to the point now where people are starting, like, you have to get a quote of the home insurance before you can even make an offer. Right. It used to be the opposite. It used to be like, okay, we'll give you $750 and then figure out the home insurance,
exactly.
right? Like if we have to give like a cheaper home insurance, then we'll get one.
Yep.
But now it's gonna kill deals.
Yeah, no, you legitimately have to go get a quote, because as a lender on the lending side, we would just have an automatic estimate of what the HOI is. But now it's like, no, you have to go get a quote, because it's not that $100, $150. It's going to be $2+ a month.
You say $100. It's funny because both my homeowner insurance was like $1,200, so for both houses, right? And they just raised it, I think, $200, so it's like $1,400 in each house now. Yeah. So it's.
Is that increasing any type of coverage, or is that just
it's
just your premiums going
same
up?
coverage?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's and I think we're gonna see it more and more. That's gonna be affecting. In high fire areas, that's already been an issue, right? Like, okay, you're buying this ranch or something, this high fire area, because it takes so long. That California Fair takes like 2-3 weeks for you to get a quote back from them. So definitely something to keep an eye on. It's getting more expensive to live in California, unfortunately. It's crazy because we're already the most expensive place to live.
Yeah. But it's worth it, I think, in my opinion. Great weather, great sports, great everything. So.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I couldn't see myself living in somewhere else.
Yeah. I like going visiting other states. They have their benefits and their beauty, but coming back home to Southern California, whether it's San Diego, Orange County, LA, it's always a plus to me. It's always like, oh, this is home.
Back home.
Yeah, this is home.
Yeah, I mean, I'm spoiled in that way. Like I never lived anywhere else. Yeah. You guys the same, Southern California, San Diego, right? So. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna go to Arkansas this week and we'll see how it is, right?
Just a little different out there. Imagine
living out there,
taking your family out there, raising the kids out there. Imagine what kind of lifestyle that would be. And come back home and you have a new perspective on how much you appreciate being out here.
Yeah. Well, my sister was out here. My sister moved to Boise about 2 years ago, and my sister was out here for Christmas. She stayed with us a couple of days, and then she stayed at the Airbnb a couple of days, and she was just like, dude, like, you guys pay for the same exact thing, like, almost double the price. Like, she went to Jersey Mike's, and the sandwich was, like, $6 more or something. And she's like, it's crazy, like...
Yeah. I had a good friend, a family, he retired from Long Beach, actually. He worked for a packaging company, but retired. He owned his home free and clear in Long Beach, lived there 30+ years, retired, built his custom home in Boise for like $700K or so, but it's like a
that's a massive home.
It's like
out
a
there.
$2.5 million home here. But he said it's not just what I got for
bang for your buck,
but the DMV, like the car registration, and I think he paid like $75 for 2 years, not just 1 year. Everything, the cost of living is just so much lower.
Well, also, like, the barriers to entry, like, out there to build a house, it's easy. Like, well, I want to build this custom house. Here's the plans, and then boom, they're approved. Like, like it's way more streamlined. Out here is so much going on and so much politics involved in it that it slows everything down. Like for my plans, my project, it took like a year to get the plans approved. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's places in Texas you don't even have to get plans as long as you build it, and it's like whatever that the land is based on. Like they don't care. They just build. Right?
Yeah. So each state has its own benefits and their pros and their cons. You know, we obviously have our cons, but we definitely have our pros for sure.
Yeah, and it's crazy because like Cynthia's been sending me these houses like in Texas, and I'm like, dude, I do not want to move to Texas. But you see the houses, you're like, holy shit, like you know, it's like a $2 million house or a $1.5 million house, and you're getting them for 500, 700K, like.
Yeah.
But you gotta live in Texas.
Yeah, those summers are
But
brutal.
you see like more and more the attractability and like why people are leaving, right? And why people are making those moves.
Right.
You just said your sister.
Yeah, just opened escrow today on a 4-bedroom house with a basement, a little over 2,000 square feet in Boise.
Boise too.
On market for 600. They're in escrow at 625, and out here it's probably like a 1.2, 1.3.
Yeah.
1.5 maybe.
Yeah, Boise's nice. I went there like January 2022 to visit that family that I told you. Their house was built, and we went dead winter till January for my son's birthday, Enzo's birthday. We went January 21st, and we had the full experience of the snow and all that stuff, snowboarding and all that. It was super nice. In fact, his community is a brand new community. He said no one is originally from Idaho in that state.
Yeah.
Everyone mostly were transplants from California, a
lot of
couple other
transplants,
states, but it's
yeah.
mostly, you know, Californians selling their home and then taking all that equity and putting it into Idaho, which I know puts a lot of pressure on the housing market in other states. But it's still, you know, a lot cheaper than doing that here.
Yeah, I think ultimately, you know, if you could make it and you could afford it, you know, this is a place to be.
Yeah.
But if you have to check out, maybe time for retirement, those kind of things, or if you know there's no position here for you, right? If you have to move for work or you have a large family, maybe like you know you need a 5-bedroom house, and every 5-bedroom house here is over 1.1. Like maybe it's the right move to make. We're able to help too in other states, right? You're multi-licensed.
Yeah.
How many states?
Right now we're just Texas. I went back to a brokerage, 1781 Lending out of Long Beach. We're in Texas and California right now.
Texas and California. Cool. I mean, Texas and California is the big ones, right?
Yeah.
You got to get Boise and Arizona.
Yeah.
But I helped I think 2 people last year. Cynthia helped one in Arizona, and I
actually no, we do have Idaho. My fault. We do have Idaho also. So we're good. We're Idaho, Boise. What's up?
So if you're looking to move out of state, we're able to help with that.
Yeah.
We'll help you with that too, right? I connected. I have 2 really good realtors in Texas.
Yeah.
I connected people out there in Texas, and then we have a really good realtor in Arizona, around the Phoenix area, I think.
But if you think the common denominator though of all these people moving out of state though is because they bought homes here in California. So it was a solid investment. They got the equity. When they sold their home, they took that and put it into another investment. But that's all because they started here in California. You know?
Or like in my sister's case, they were paying rent in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Right, and that rent is a mortgage and a half.
Yeah, for sure.
2 mortgages over there, right? So they just took that rent, that deposit,
and the comfort of living, right? Like like okay, I could save money and buy a house other than renting and like losing all my money.
Yeah, and Oakland was getting a little sketchy, so.
Well, yeah, and then like you said, here if you can invest here, you're gonna see the better growth, more equity gain, quicker equity gain. But then we have another client who we sold 2 houses for, the Gay Rio house, and then what was the last one? The Broadway. He's now he bought all his houses here,
He's in Colorado.
20 years ago, and now he's in Colorado, right? And he's moving everything closer to him there. there's just more equity growth, usually better rents in San Diego and LA or California. So it's just what you're trying to do, right? What you're personally trying to do. If you're not unable to afford a house, maybe maybe that's the move to make. Move out of state, but you give up this beautiful weather, good taco shops.
Yes, San Diego is king when it comes to taco shops for sure. That I'll admit that for sure.
Appreciate that.
I give you that.
We'll take it. Gotta get some more baseball wins.
Yeah. Some more bets coming.
Yeah, man, we share the Chargers, but I don't know. It's so hard to go for them. I'm such a Charger fan, man. Like I grew up a Chargers fan, but like when they moved the team, I still heard about it.
I know. Even though I'm happy that they're close to me, I still feel that they should have stayed in San Diego. I wish they would. I still would have been a fan. Oh, I still am a fan. I never stopped being a fan.
Yeah, I mean, like, always be a fan. Like, you grow up a fan, right?
But, like, even though me going to in LA County, if they were in San Diego, like, they'd still be my team, But, they're only 20 minutes away from me, so that's kind of nice, too.
Yeah. Hopefully they sell them and then, like, build a stadium over here. It'd be cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah. Well, they're talking about building a stadium out here in Chula Vista.
Chula Vista, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So originally, they were supposed to build a stadium in Chula Vista, and they had the Gaylord Hotel, but it was a completely different design, and that's when the Chargers were talk about putting the stadium here.
Right.
And I guess the city of Chula Vista voted against the hotel, and then that's when the Chargers were like, well, if they're not going to work with the hotel, then we're not going to try there. And now that they're building that hotel's done this spring, the developer that was going to do the stadium they're going to put some kind of sports complex there.
Makes sense. It needs it. San Diego is a great place for it, so I'll see why not.
Yeah, man, and Chula Vista is growing. Another article came out last week about the Hollywood set that they're going to put in Otay Ranch.
Yeah, I remember reading something about that a year ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah, so they signed the lease or whatever. They're gonna be putting a big Hollywood production on the top floor of that building up there.
That's cool.
So bringing more jobs, Hollywood jobs, whatever kind of jobs that we can add to Chula Vista and San Diego. Yeah. But that's gonna be huge for the Otay Ranch community, and Chula Vista in whole. Once they open this hotel, like. You're gonna see everything start to change. Just the influx of people. Like look at downtown and how much downtown has grown. By adding a ballpark and adding, they already had the convention center, but
East Village was non-existent before that stadium. It was crazy. It's just the way it is now. It's so huge. A lot of restaurants and new buildings. Everything. It's nice there. So.
Yeah. And they're still developing downtown. Like they're gonna be doing Seaport, right? Yeah. So like that's gonna add. Little Italy is just crazy, and Little Italy was a place that like nobody would want to go in the '80s, right? Yeah. Like it was even downtown in general. I think like everybody would party at Mission Valley or something, right? I don't know. It's before my time.
Just a little bit.
Right, and now we are. What's the new thing to do, Carlos? There's a new spot.
I don't have any spots to just hang out.
Almost 21.
Almost.
Carlos is an old 20-year-old. Yeah. Like, he's like head on his shoulders, grinding mode, selling some houses, working out. Doing jiu-jitsu still?
I haven't gone for the last month, but yeah.
Let's go. I need to drop in and do a training. Yeah.
I'm so afraid to take on something new like that and like get addicted to it. Like,
it's easy too, for sure. But you're still doing hockey?
I just play hockey and running the stairs. If you guys want to join us for the stairs, we'll be out there. We had a big group this last week. It was cool having everybody out there. So we had like 8 people, and we were missing
at least 2. Yeah.
2. But yeah, we'll keep growing that. You guys want to come out and run the stairs with us this week? Hector's done it a couple times.
Yeah, I hated it every time, but it's a good workout.
It's a great workout.
For sure.
Makes you feel alive.
Yeah. What are you guys? Are you guys still doing 10 or how many?
What did we do like this last
I
week?
think you
15,
worked
14?
up to 15. I probably stopped at 12.
Yeah. Like the first 5, I'm like, all right, this is good. And then you get to 6 and
And
7.
that burn
like,
kicks
damn,
in
like,
your thighs
yeah.
and your calves start getting sore.
Yeah.
It's funny, my buddy Tony came out this last week and he's like, you didn't tell me I wasn't gonna be able to walk for a week. I was like, I don't know, like now that we do it every week, it doesn't affect me. Do you still get sore? No?
Yeah,
I did a couple times. But like that's how it is with anything, right?
Yeah.
Like you try something new.
Yeah.
Like we played basketball the other day. We weren't even playing basketball. We were just shooting around, and I was all like, "The heck?"
You just get used to it.
Yeah,
I was in the Army for 10 years, so also a VA loan expert. So if you have any questions like that, reach out. But we did so after lunch, we would do kind of like the same distance of the stairs. We'd go up, down. And that's one. And so after lunch we would do it. And I remember the first time we did it, we had to do it 10 times.
Was it a hill? Or?
It was a hill, like a hill, not steps, but about the same length of the convention center steps. Go up, down. So we did it 10 times, and some people didn't finish it, and a few people after 10, throwing up because it was right after lunch. And so that's week 1 of 9 weeks of basic training. So by the time we get to week 8 and 9, we were doing it 100 times. 100 times. 100 times within I don't know 30 minutes.
You're like that guy over there, right?
Yeah, it was just like boom, 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 boom,
What's
boom.
his name?
100 times.
Stairmaster?
Yeah. So that just goes to your point, like your body kind of gets used to it. It adapts. It builds different muscles you weren't working out before. So, and being consistent, and discipline on it.
Is that like a daily thing though?
Every single day. We did it every single day unless we were out in the field doing like a field exercise.
Yeah.
We would do it every single day. So, that's 9 times whatever, 7. Those at least 50 plus days of doing that.
It just goes to show like whatever you put your effort and your mind into, like you could accomplish it and conquer it, right?
Yeah. Carlos, look, man, stud, man. When I met you, you looked a lot
different. Dude, he's like a different person. Like, who is this guy?
Like, when you walked in, I was like, who's that guy?
Carlos is like a model in here now.
Yeah, because I'm sure, have you guys already talked about your kind of journey in your physical fitness?
On here?
Yeah.
Yeah, every day.
That's crazy. That's
we need you to post the before and afters.
Yeah, I should do that.
Because
That's awesome, man.
It's an amazing transformation, And I don't know, maybe because he's young and he has like a lot of testosterone or something, but he makes it look easy too. Like the last 6 months and the change that you made is like it's drastic.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So Carlos is definitely a hungry realtor too. So he'll work and grind and do all the showings that you need, and he'll
and
find
now
a good
he's
place
like
for you.
like handsome looking too. Like you guys start getting picked up by people.
Make me blush, please.
It's great, man. We're in here looking good.
Get you on selling sunset, selling.
Right, we need to get him a TV show.
Selling Chula Vista.
The Young and the Restless or something. No, it's great, man. I love it that we're all like pushing each other, challenging each other. Fitness, health. I still haven't drank the whole year.
I'm super. Yeah, I feel great too. Like been working out a lot more. Been watching my food, not drinking since.
Yeah, and
probably like 4 a.m. January 1st.
Hey, that's good. That's solid.
That's what he's like. I just got home.
12 days.
I was like, I ran the stairs on New Year's, and he's like, well, I was barely getting home.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Yeah, but that's what I kind of like set myself up for this year. Like I want to have some different experiences in terms of like the health journey. But we have the baby coming, so I said I'm not even gonna drink until the baby's here in June. So definitely a different challenge, But we've done no drinking before, but dry January and then keep it going.
I'm not part of that. It's a balance for me. It's like I work hard, work out 5-6 times a week. Mostly eat good.
Hector's over here personal training people and stuff.
But yeah, my tequila, and I'm not a big beer guy. But yeah, still no dry January for me.
No
But
worries.
kudos to you guys, because that's hard. That's hard. So kudos to you for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we're just chasing some other stuff, right? Like
Yeah.
chasing real estate goals, chasing fitness goals, being top of mind and top of body is being peak performance. It's definitely different, right? Like, and then getting back and focusing on diet, because what you put in, definitely what you get out of it, right? And that
100%.
goes into everything. Like you said, going from 10 to 100 in 9 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, man, I gotta push myself to do more this week. I think, in terms of the stairs or more calls, following up with more clients, right? Like, that's how you get better. Is you push yourself a little bit more every week.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I was guilty of not doing like goal setting for me. The last, I would say, I didn't do it for 2023 or 4. I would do it those prior years, but I think it was December 30th. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna set my goals for 2025, and I started kind of attacking the process to get to those goals since really day one, and it reflects we're only January 12th, 11th right now, and I'm getting more and more text messages. Hey, can you look at this deal? What about this? And hey, I have this client. All just in a week's worth of just contacting other agents, colleagues. I'm doing this podcast for the first time. Just getting myself out there and just trying to be consistent on the plan that I set myself. And I think with anything, exercise, with real estate, your work, your family, your health, if we're consistent, the results will show.
Yeah. I love that. Put it out there. Make your goals known, and then I love that connect is part of your goals.
Yeah,
like
sure.
and you guys too. We keep going, connect, keep being out there and helping as many people as possible, and good things will come. Good things come to people who have good intentions.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, connect is definitely. We always go back and forth about LA and San Diego, all just kind of friendly banter and all that stuff.
I do owe some dinners.
Yes, he does. He does.
Some dinners.
Have to collect on those Dodger wins over the Padres. So you guys know.
Yes.
But I do really want to try to expand connecting to LA County and that market out there, because the way you guys take care of your clients, we've worked on several deals together, some VA deals. Even my own sister, you helped her find her home out here in El Cajon. So I like what you guys are doing at Connect, and just want to grow that further up north.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And then last year was growth, but I think growth in terms of knowledge. This year will be growth growth in terms of risk and taking more of that, branching out. I'm going to Arkansas this week to buy a house. I've never done that before, right? I'm gonna build my house in the next 6 months, and that's a journey that people can follow. Branching out to LA and growing LA, and not only LA but here in San Diego, having more growth opportunities for everybody, because there's gonna be a need for it, right? We talk about real estate market going up and more people coming out. That means we're gonna need more agents and just seeing Connect prosper and continue to grow. Because if you're not growing, you're dying, right? So we're gonna take the risk and do it. And anybody that wants to be along for the ride, we appreciate you guys watching. I think we had a good episode. Remember to follow, subscribe, like. You gotta remember to jump on yours too and subscribe. Yes. Leave a comment. You might win a TV, right? Till next week.
All right.
Stay connected.